Imagine the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench. It's a scar in the Pacific Ocean floor, miles below the surface. Now, picture the Tsar Bomba. This Soviet creation was the most powerful nuclear weapon ever detonated. What if we combined these two extremes? What if in a thought experiment we detonated a Tsar Bomba at the bottom of the Mariana Trench? It's a scenario both terrifying and captivating. The immense pressure, the crushing darkness, the sheer power of the bomb, all colliding in a silent, unseen fury. The immediate aftermath of this detonation would be a spectacle unlike any other. We'd see the raw, destructive force of nuclear energy unleashed in one of the most extreme environments on our planet. At the moment of detonation, the Tsar Bomba's immense energy would transform the surrounding water into a superheated plasma. This searing sphere of radioactive vapor would expand with incredible speed and force, carving a temporary cavity in the depths. This cavity would be a chaotic, churning mass constantly battling the immense pressure of the surrounding ocean. The shockwave from the explosion would race outward through the water, carrying with it a tremendous amount of energy. This shockwave would be detectable by seismographs around the globe, a testament to the power unleashed in the abyss. As the initial expansion slows, the immense pressure of the ocean would begin to collapse the cavity. This collapse would, in turn, create a new wave of pressure, potentially leading to a cycle of expansions and contractions. Within this turbulent underwater inferno, the remnants of the bomb, along with irradiated seawater, would begin a slow churning ascent towards the surface. One might imagine a catastrophic tsunami, a wall of water surging across the Pacific, but the reality is less dramatic, though no less fascinating. The immense depth of the Mariana Trench acts as a buffer, absorbing much of the explosion's energy. Instead of a towering tsunami, we'd likely see a bubbling plume of warm radioactive water rising to the surface. This plume, while visually impressive, wouldn't pose the same threat as a tsunami. The energy, while significant, would be spread over a vast area. Coastal regions might experience unusual currents and slightly elevated sea levels, but nothing catastrophic. Ships and marine life in the immediate vicinity of the detonation would undoubtedly face dire consequences, but the wider impact would be surprisingly localized. The reason for this lies in the nature of tsunamis. These destructive waves are typically generated by the displacement of a massive volume of water, often caused by earthquakes or underwater landslides. The Tsar Bomba, while unimaginably powerful, wouldn't displace the same volume of water as these geological events. Section 4. The invisible fallout. While the lack of a devastating tsunami might seem reassuring, the true danger of this hypothetical detonation lies in the invisible fallout. Radioactive isotopes, products of the nuclear reaction, would be carried upwards by the churning water. These isotopes pose a significant threat to marine life, potentially contaminating food chains and causing long-term ecological damage. The fallout wouldn't be confined to the ocean depths. As the radioactive plume reaches the surface, some of it would be released into the atmosphere. This airborne radiation would be carried by prevailing winds, potentially contaminating land masses far from the detonation site. The extent of atmospheric contamination would depend on various factors, including weather patterns and the altitude the radioactive plume reaches. However, given the location of the Mariana Trench, it's likely that the primary impact area would be the western Pacific Ocean and nearby land masses, most notably the Philippines. Section 5. Earth's indifference. Perhaps the most sobering aspect of this thought experiment is the realization of Earth's indifference. The Tsar Bomba, a weapon capable of unimaginable destruction, would leave a surprisingly small mark on our planet. The tectonic plates responsible for earthquakes and volcanoes wouldn't even flinch. The Earth's orbit, a delicate balance of celestial mechanics, would remain unchanged. The explosion, while locally devastating, would be but a blip in the grand scheme of geological time. This isn't to downplay the potential ecological and human cost, but rather to highlight the immense scale and resilience of our planet. We often perceive ourselves as masters of this world, our creations capable of reshaping the very fabric of the Earth. Yet scenarios like this remind us of the immense forces at play, forces that dwarf even our most powerful weapons. The Earth has endured asteroid impacts, volcanic eruptions, and ice ages, events far more powerful than any bomb we could ever create. The Tsar Bomba, detonated in the depths of the Mariana Trench, would be a tragedy no doubt, but for Earth, it would be just another day.